Hey guys, Liz here, aka Isabelle Cheren. I've snuck into Jerry's apartment. He doesn't know that I'm here. I'm actually in Sansar, and this is one of the destinations you can come to, and it's just like, I feel like it's a sitcom show. So there's a director's chair that sits there watching this, and I just thought, you know what, I might make this into a regular show in Jerry's apartment. I hope Jerry doesn't mind. But anyhow, I've come here and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to talk to you about something. I was in a conversation with Rosie Hallandale. I haven't really told many people about this, but I've been on the old dating apps. No, actually, I have told you all I've been on the old dating apps. However, I've actually met someone. So I've got to tell you the backstory. We met on Hinge, right? So it's an Italian I met on Hinge, and he lives in London. And he came to meet me earlier this year. We were going to go on a date. I wasn't really well at all. And when he came to the door to pick me up to go to the pub, I don't feel well. And actually not long after that, I ended up sick. But I allowed him in for a cup of tea because there was just something about him. The fact that I could probably wrestle him to the ground was a major part of this, because I could. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. So he came in for a cup of tea because he'd come all the way from London, and if any of you know, I live in Kent, so that's a good hour. And he's on another side of London, so it's a good hour and a half, and like £50 of his money spent with both train fares and taxis. I thought the least I could do is give him a cup of tea. So we actually had 2 cups of tea. He brought me a pineapple and a bottle of wine. Don't ask me about the pineapple. I have absolutely no idea. And to this day, I don't know anything about the pineapple. The bottle of red wine, well, that was great. It was really nice. But I actually gave it away to a family member because I don't drink red wine. And he wasn't going to drink it. So I was like, oh, what I've got this red wine for? It was just a really nice gesture. I think, it was a really nice gesture. So he stayed for a while, and then we were like, we got on really well. He sat on the beanbag, which I didn't quite warn him that the cat had just got up from, so there was all this cat fur. And if you've got rag dolls, you know about cat fur. But he sat there and he's all black, really fantastic outfit. He's very much haute couture, like your typical Italian hairdresser would be, but all in black. And I sat on my sofa and I'm like, oh Christ. But I didn't say anything. Because Anyhow, we had cups of tea, and then I ordered him a taxi so he could get back to the station. And he went, and as he was going, he said, next time you come up to London, I was like, I'll think about it, because I haven't been to London yet since COVID, and so I'm a bit sort of cautious. Anyhow, so he texted me when he got back. I said, text me when you get back safe. So he texted me when he got back safe, and he said, I look forward to seeing you again, blah, 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 blah. Then it went 2 days without anything. And I suddenly got this message, and he said, my last relationship, she had cats. I can't do this again. And I thought, when you think, don't you fucking use my cats, mate? Don't use my cats. And I just said to him, whatever. I said, I had cats. I said, but in my mind, it's obviously about something about me, but that's okay. I said, not everyone gels or whatever. That's fine. So in my mind, I just thought, how dare you use my cats? Anyhow, so that was that. I didn't bother texting him again because I'm very much black and white like that. I don't. So months later, come April, when it was Easter, towards the end of Easter weekend, I suddenly get a message from him. Hello, how are you? I thought you blocked me. And I was like, why would I block you? It's not like you did anything wrong. You just told me you just don't like my cats. And he just laughed. And he just said, how are you? I said, oh, I'm fine. I'm, plodding along, usual stuff. Excuse me if you hear noises. There's a helicopter going past. And then I said, how are you? And he said, oh, same old. I said, have you been on any more dates? How's that going? And he said, no, I haven't seen anyone since you. And I just thought to myself, yeah, whatever, mate. Anyhow, he said, I'd like to see you again. I said, well, that's quite surprising, isn't it? So anyhow, I kind of played a little bit quite casual about it. And I didn't respond a lot. So he'd send me texts and I'd sort of take ages to respond, that kind of thing. And then we got to the point where he said, well, shall we meet up? And he said about, did I want to go to London or what did I want to do? And I said, to be honest, I don't really want to go anywhere because I'm still cautious about places. So he said, well, if you feel comfortable, because I've been there before, he said, how about I come and cook you dinner? So I was like, yeah, result. I said, and then you can bugger off. So he did. He came down and he cooked me dinner. He brought everything, can I just say, brought everything. He cooked the dinner and he cleaned the kitchen. I was like, result. This is brilliant. And we had a lovely time. So it was about, I guess I had him here about 4 hours, and it was great. The conversation was flowing. It was wonderful. There's a bit of chemistry there. I won't lie. There was a bit of chemistry. And it became a little bit of chemistry where he's like, do you want to cancel the taxi? And I was like, nah. Nah. No, I don't want to cancel the taxi. So anyhow, I sent him on his way in the taxi. So he said, I want to see you again. I said, that's great. I said, I'll hear from you when you choose that you want to see me again. A few days later, he messaged me and he said, well, I'd like to see you again as soon as possible because I'm going to Italy and I'll be gone for a month. And I was like, okay. So he said, how about I come Sunday, and if I stay till Monday because I've got a spare room? I said, yeah, okay. I said, you can come. So he did. I went out and bought the stuff this time, and with the proviso that he cooked it. So he came down. We had a fantastic evening, absolutely fantastic evening, and he stayed over. No hanky-pankies. But here is where I get to the point of the story. Okay, the point of the story is he often texts, and I get a little bit excited because I think, oh, okay, this is going to lead somewhere, and then he suddenly goes quiet, and he's very he's not overly demonstrative in texts. I think that's just his way, and it's also the way he speaks. He's quite funny, so he's quite dry, and he's gone to Italy, and I don't hear from him, so I just don't message him, and then he'll suddenly send me a message, and I'll reply, and then he just doesn't answer. Anyhow, I was talking to my friend Rosie Hellendale today, and she told me, so instead of gaslighting and all those things that you can call it, apparently it's called breadcrumbing. And I was saying to her, what the hell is breadcrumbing? So anyhow, whilst I was asking that, I Googled it. Okay, and this is so spot on. Breadcrumbing. So if you think about this, you could apply this to the relationships you're having. Breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is the act of sending out flirtatious but non-committal social signals, i.e. breadcrumbs, in order to lure a romantic partner in without expending much effort. In other words, it's leading someone on. I'm like, so basically, according to this professor, it's leading someone on romantically using online or electronic forums, social media, texting to keep someone's interest in you, even if you never intend to become romantically involved with them. It's essentially an emotionally manipulative tactic designed to make someone dependent on you or vice versa. Now, the reason why this applies is because his famous line when he talks to me is, I live in the now. So everything's I live in the now. There's no relationship. I just live for the now. So I'm like, oh, this is bloody hard work. So I've been really sort of, I'm too old for this shit. So I'm like, I stop texting and stuff. Then all of a sudden he'll reignite it and say, oh yeah, well, yeah, I look forward to seeing you. And then I'll suddenly get a message and says, next time I bring strawberries, because he knows I like strawberries and stuff. And then he'll just go quiet. And what Rosie said made so much sense. And when I went and looked at breadcrumbing, I was like, oh my God, this is a thing, breadcrumbing. So I'm like, I'm right now considering a hilarious video that I'm going to make him about breadcrumbs, and I said to Rosie, I'm going to put two little people. I've got like two little dolly things that sit in a doll's house, and I'm going to do something with that and send it to him and see if he gets it. But I'm certainly not a crumb. I'm more like a loaf. I'm a loaf of a woman. So yeah, but I just thought I'd come here to Jerry's apartment, and I hope Jerry doesn't mind, in Sansar, and tell you this little story because it's quite amusing. So the question is, am I dating? I haven't a clue. He's over in Italy till the end of July, and I'm sorry. I've got a whole month of like, do you think I'm going to sit here like a crumb waiting? No, man. Unless you're texting me at least every other day and showing me what you're up to. No. So, yeah. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you because it's just made me chuckle all afternoon since we had this little conversation, Rosie and I. And I thought I'd share it with you at Jerry's apartment in Sansar, where I like to come because I can. Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.